Welcome to Motoring Monday for November 24th, 2014. I'm Sam Haymart for Test Driven TV. Today we're highlighting the Los Angeles Auto Show with beautiful new metal from Mercedes-Maybach, Lexus, Lincoln, and Chrysler, just to name a few. All this in our test drives. It's coming right up. Forecasting what a drop-top version of the all-new RC Coupe might look like, the sexy Lexus LF-C2 Concept car was a showstopper at the Los Angeles Auto Show. Calling it a design study, Lexus unveiled the 2+2 Roadster concept, which is clearly based on the 2015 RC350 and RCF, which just went on sale. While the concept car is clearly based on the RC, Lexus plays with the design elements, giving it a uniquely noodled grille, fascia, and LED lighting treatments that are a bit more daring. Along the sides, the lower rocker gets an air inlet, pushing air in for rear brake cooling. As you come around the back, you see air extractors just behind the rear wheels to pull it out. Out back, artfully straight tail lamps and a more detailed rear fascia is seen than the production RC, with integrated exhaust outlets in a chrome crossbar. Very elegant. The rear deck is playfully designed with a dual-cal tonneau cover treatment, which we can only hope makes it to a production version. Like the current IS convertible, that tonneau cover hides a power-folding hardtop. We can expect a production version to carry the 3.5-liter V6 found in the RC Coupe, and can hope Lexus sees fit to offer the rip-snorting 5-liter V8 from the RCF. If I had to guess, a production version of this car will likely be shown about this time next year, if not a little bit sooner. Showing off a third facelift of the car, Fiat Chrysler Automobiles unveiled their 2015 Chrysler 300 sedans. The look is somewhat familiar, as the basic body structure remains the same as when the Chrysler 300 started life in 2005. New is a softer and more rounded front fascia and grille with what the brand calls a bolder face of Chrysler, now featuring LED accent lighting. At the rear, a new LED tail lamp design and deck lid sheet metal also bring a more rounded and sculpted look that's indeed fresh and more upscale to the eye. New wheel designs across the lineup help bolster the newness factor, but the greenhouse and wheel arches are pretty much the same as we've been looking at for a while. The interior gets nuanced updates, including a standard 7-inch color infotainment display, and inherits Chrysler's console-mounted rotary transmission shift selector. For 2015, the 300 also gets a new platinum trim grade with quilted Napa leather seat and interior trims, genuine hand-sanded wood accents throughout, and Poltrona Frau leather-wrapped instrument panel and console. Swank! Engines and powertrain options are essentially carryover from 2014, which starts with a 300 horsepower 3.6-liter V6 and ranges up to a 363 horsepower 5.7-liter Hemi V8, all of which come with that nice 8-speed automatic transmission. The 2015 Chrysler 300 sedans begin production about right now and should be arriving at dealerships a little later this year. The Maybach name returns with improving economic conditions this year, as the Mercedes-Maybach S600 is unveiled at the Los Angeles Auto Show. Now a sub-brand of Mercedes-Benz, the new Mercedes-Maybach line will be exclusive and bespoke with even higher levels of zoot, bling, and accoutrements. At nearly 215 inches long with a 132.5-inch wheelbase, the new Ultimate flagship is over 8 inches longer than an S-Class, and powering the Superliner is a 6-liter V12 biturbo engine with 523 horsepower. But this car really isn't about driving, it's for the rear passengers. Much of the stretched length goes to serving their needs and comforts with living room and coddling comforts. Now the world's quietest production sedan, says Mercedes, the rear passengers will rub elbows with rich Napa leather on nearly every surface which isn't made of high-end wood trims or polished chrome. Rear passengers have their own sets of controls for not only infotainment, heating and ventilation and connectivity, but also for the adjustable massage lounge-style seats. Center console can offer fold-out tables for writing or use of a small laptop. That rear seat is set back behind a shortened rear door, which provides a fixed triangular window ahead of the C-pillar for a bit of a Rolls-Royce-like touch. Exterior design isn't as boldly different as the Maybach sedans of the last decade, rather it takes a more subtle approach to its exclusivity. A more prominent grille and fascia along with upscale treatments at the rear combined with Maybach logos and more streamlined trims. The Mercedes-Maybach S600 will be arriving in US showrooms come next April, and if you have to ask the price, well, you know how that story goes. Ford's luxury brand unveiled their mid-size crossover Lincoln MKX Concept for the first time in North America at the LA Auto Show. Forecasting the replacement for the Lincoln MKX as a 2016 model, the Concept shares its architecture also with the 2016 Ford Edge crossover. Distinctive style separates the two well as the MKX Concept pushes further into Lincoln's subtle evolution of design DNA. I think it's the best form and composition yet of their design themes with contoured fender lines which create shoulders and hips boldly. Lincoln's face is also coming together more cohesively with each project, becoming more defined and of its own path. It looks more dimensional now and less wallpapered on than some current products. Look for the new Lincoln MKX to offer some unique powertrain options above and beyond the Ford Edge. EcoBoost power is a given, likely to include the 2.3-liter 4-cylinder and perhaps even a V6. Inside, the big news will be high-quality, bespoke-style trims and materials that include House of Weir leather hides, genuine woods, and plenty of satin finish metals. The new MKX will also host all the latest technologies from driver warning aids to powered assistance systems for lane keeping, crash avoidance, and of course, parallel parking. The 2016 Lincoln MKX will be arriving about this time next year in production form, so be on the lookout. In our test drives this week, we took the Ford Escape out in the desert to see how well it lives off the pavement. To our surprise, it did remarkably well in our small off-road test course, showing that while it's really more skewed towards paved roads, it has the traction capabilities to get you out of tight spots. The Escape is happiest, however, offering up a sporty and crisp handling character on windy mountain roads in town and on the highway with its stiff suspension and 19-inch wheels. It was off the paved roads where the ride got a bit rough and less composed, showing that Ford, like Mazda with their CX-5, really skewed the balance toward on-road handling. Also tested this week was a 2015 Volkswagen Jetta TDI equipped with a 6-speed manual, a powertrain rated up to 46 mpg highway. For 2015, the Jetta received well-needed trim updates inside to improve the look and feel. Outside, it got new styling at the front and rear with new fascias, trims, and now available by Xenon headlamps. Under the hood is a brand new 2-liter turbo diesel engine for 2015, which comes across smoother and a bit quieter than before, picking up an extra 10 horsepower. In our week with the Jetta, we achieved 44 mpg combined city and highway without trying that hard. It impressed us well enough to make it on our I'd Buy It list for 2014. For these and many other test drive reviews, log on to testdriven.tv or our YouTube channel. There's lots of them there. In our reality check this week, we look at the big takeaway from the LA Auto Show. What is the big trend afoot? At the forefront this year for me is that the subcompact crossover segment seems to be emerging as the new hotspot for automakers in both entry-level and luxury segments. Mazda unveiled their new 2016 CX-3 subcompact utility, which goes on sale next year. Honda also will cover off their own, the 2016 HR-V. Both of these have a smaller footprint than their current entry compact sedans. Fiat also wowed the crowd with their cheeky new 500X, which looks like a 500 who's been working out at the gym and stopped by the mod shop on the way home for a lift kit. It certainly comes across more fun than the 500L. While not a debut at Los Angeles, Lexus is also fresh to market with their new NX compact luxury crossover as well, with Nissan, Infiniti, and Chevrolet all coming to market soon with their own entries in this space. When you add these to some who've already been here, like the Buick Encore, Mercedes-Benz GLA, Audi Q3, and so forth, well, we have what's undoubtedly a trend. It just makes sense, doesn't it? After all, most of what they call compact crossovers today have really moved into the mid-size segment in both size and price, so we're just getting back to squares. Now it's time for a money shot where we take the best photo from this week's news and we show it to you. This week, Ford kicked the sleeping dog off the porch with their new 2016 Shelby GT350 Mustang. With a high-revving 5.2-liter naturally aspirated V8 and bulging muscles, it promises to be the next track toy or garage queen, depending on who buys it. Well, folks, that's it for Motoring Monday. If you're celebrating the holiday this week, please make some memories with someone you love. It's what it's about. And if you're driving, please be careful out there on the roads. I really want you back next week, right here. Now, you can click on that link right there to subscribe to our YouTube channel, where I'll keep you updated on all of our auto show news, test drives, and automotive news. You can also follow us on the Google, Twitter, and that Facebook by simply searching Test Driven TV there, or click the buttons on our website. They're right there. They're easy to find. I'm Sam Haymart for Test Driven TV. I hope you enjoyed the ride.